Never.
Recording in progress.
It looks like you turned your back on me.
Good morning, good
I don't.
afternoon, good evening. We are starting our webinar now, and I will say in other words, I'll salute Una, and I will say bonjour, bon après-midi, et bonsoir, et bienvenue. Welcome to Deep Dive. Ha! And today is April 22nd, 2025. We're starting our deep dive webinar now, and we appreciate each and everyone who has taken the time to join us. Either you're here live with us on Zoom or on YouTube, or you will be watching us in future. We appreciate you being with us. And on Deep Dive, we are starting our webinar in a very unique way. As I said, you've never heard me say this besides speaking in English and welcoming everyone, but today I chose to add French and Pidgin English. That's very unique. This is the spring that we have in Deep Dive, and I've chosen to do that without even asking Dr. Derek for permission. How awesome is that? Anyway, we evolve as everything else, and we appreciate everyone. And we're starting our webinar with our signature tune, one of several, In It to Win It by Sister Lerato Shadare. Thank you very much, Dr. Derek. Over to you.
next stop is on passive.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Wow, thank you very much, Dr. Derek. We appreciate it. OK. Prochainement, on va commencer. Yeah, Dr. Benny is smiling. You missed the other part when I had to do the other side too. So welcome to everyone who missed the first part when I greeted everybody in the alien languages. So prochainement, we're moving. Next, we're moving to the physical, to the mindset of today's webinar. April 22nd is a unique day. And we're starting with the signature tune that just ended, and next will be the mindset. And we know that the mindset is affected by two things, the physical and the mental. The mental is being provided to us by none other than our Queen Sister Dr. T, whom we know very well in this as our only one of our numerous international transformational speaker. She's also a life coach, an empowerment trainer, a TV talk show host, and also a publisher of 4 books, as well as the editor of Discovering You magazine, which is a free subscription. So all the details, if you're here or watching online or on YouTube, all what I just mentioned about Dr. T is available on the URLs are all listed and are available to everybody who was able to access this webinar on that notification from today. So without further ado, please let's bring up our one and only Dr. T as she shares with us the mindset about barriers that get in the way of being and staying motivated. And that's where we are. We really need that. You know why? Because we have to stay motivated, not just in what we want to accomplish in life, but within ourselves, our immediate loved ones, and our followers, those that believe and trust in us and they consider us the role models. So without further ado, Dr. T, welcome. I love your smile. Keep it on like Dr. Benny's.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I really do appreciate you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am just so elated to be here. I'm always so honored to be a part of the Deep Dive family. It's just been how many years now? I've been going to what third year? Hey, it's an honor. Thank you so much. And I just give honor and glory to
Third year by
God.
October, I think.
October. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
But I'm sure Dr. Derek has the specific data for that, for you and Queen JW.
Yes. Yes, it's been an honor. But as I was saying, I'm just so elated to be here, and I really thank Dr. Derek for this platform. And I'm going to do like Dr. Benny does and just give honor and glory to God, because if it weren't for him, none of us would be here. So I give glory to God, Dr. Benny. He's the one and only, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. Hallelujah. Yeah, I see you. I see you. Hey, let's have fun. Hey, make it fun. We're going to do part 2 of the message that I started last week. And I just want to share this with you. I have always been intrigued with human behavior. Ever since I was a young woman, growing up, going to college, I got my first degree, my bachelor's degree in psychology. And I pursued that because I've always asked the question, why? Why do we behave the way we behave? What causes us to do what we do? And that comes from a word called motivation. And I shared with you all last week that the most important commodity is energy. Energy. But when it pairs itself with motivation, energy pairs itself with motivation. And motivation is the driving force that propels individuals to pursue goals, right? Face challenges and achieve success. That's what motivation does. So understanding the psychology of motivation provides insight as to why there's that word why people behave in specific ways and the factors that increase or decrease their drive. And that's what we're going to look at today. Staying motivated can be challenging. This is so true. Psychological, environmental, and social barriers often inhibit motivation, making it difficult for individuals to persist through challenges and setbacks. So today we're going to look at the barriers. I said we have 12, but today we're going to cover 4 more, but I'm going to do a recap, if you don't mind, of the ones that I covered last week. So let's do a recap of what we did last week, and then I will continue with the next set. The first one that I shared with you all last week was fatigue and burnout. For those of you who are taking notes, fatigue and burnout. Burnout often results from prolonged stress, high demands, or a lack of adequate breaks, leading to reduced performances, low energy, and an overall sense of disconnection from one's goals. Have you ever just felt like, hey, wherever go, wherever, just go with the flow. I'm just going through the motions. Yeah, I just feel so numb. That's burnout and fatigue. And that's one of the first ones that I dealt with. We talked about the barrier, one of the most common barriers that many of you, I'm pretty sure, at one point in your life have experienced. And I talked about some of the strategies that we can utilize to overcome fatigue and burnout. And they are changing your sleeping patterns. Start there. Maybe you may need to change your sleeping patterns and incorporate activities that rejuvenate you. Step away from stressful activities and start delegating some of the responsibilities. Some of you are micromanagers. I know I used to be. You want to do everything yourself. But start learning how to delegate responsibilities so that you don't have to take on the whole task by yourself. That's the quickest way to burn out. Get away from the familiar environments and take a weekend trip. Take a trip. I don't care if it's just somewhere that might be a couple of miles away. Just get out of the normal environment. That's a way to kind of overcome this barrier. And then sometimes it might just be necessary to take a hiatus from work. Some people have actually just left a particular field of industry just to get away from that because they were so burnt out. They realized that it was just killing them. So you may have to take a hiatus for something that you just don't enjoy doing anymore. So again, number one is fatigue and burnout. The second one that I shared with you all last week is a fear of failure. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. Fear of failure. Fear of failure is one of the most pervasive barriers to motivation. This fear can lead to avoidance, procrastination, or low self-confidence, causing people to abandon or avoid challenges altogether. How many of you have ever been there? Like I shared with you all last week, being transparent, the different doors that I did not go through because I was afraid. I already built up in my mind what it was going to look like. Before I even entered the door, I already made the scenario in my head of the challenges. And I always felt like I just couldn't meet up to them. So therefore, many doors I did not go through because of fear of failure. Therefore, I wasn't motivated to strive to go through those doors. Let me share with you some of the strategies to overcome that. Confess positive affirmations. For me, it would be scriptures. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. Greater is he that's in me than he that is in this world. There's nothing impossible to him that believes. These are scriptures that you can use. And some of you may want to use other affirmations. Start there. Start reading books about others who have overcome challenges. Maybe due to fear of failure, but they overcame those challenges. Give yourself miniature goals to achieve and celebrate them. Begin to celebrate those small goals. And surround yourself with people who will encourage you and hold you accountable. Start sharing some of the things that you may be afraid of. One of the things that Tony and I do, we talked about this the other day, about different things that I've always aspired to do. And she'll say, well, if you could do that, how would you do that? What would you go through that door? And I gave her some scenarios of, how that maybe it won't be possible. She encouraged me and said, Dr. T, we can do this. Look at it this way, look at it that way. And that's what you need. You need people around you to say, listen, that's not too big for you. You have the skill sets. You have that drive. You have that talent. So you need to surround yourself with people who encourage you, and not only encourage you, but hold you accountable to it. Number three, again, we're doing a recap. Limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs. Our beliefs are formed by many factors, including how we were raised, the society we live in, and our own personal experiences. And I think that our own personal experience is probably the most important one. As we develop, the opinions and perceptions of others become paramount. Sometimes we get negative feedback, criticism, or a lack of support from peers and family members that can create self-doubt, lower our self-esteem, and of course, reduce motivation. Let me share with you some of the strategies that we can use to overcome the limiting beliefs. Work on changing your environment and changing the kind of people that you hang around. Start reading books to broaden your knowledge of the world. Challenge yourself to meet people of other races and ethnic groups, and travel to different places to be willing to try new things. This is a way to overcome limiting beliefs. And the last one I shared with you last week was attaching to a conceptualized self. In other words, how do you see yourself? What do you think of yourself? That's a killer. If you don't have a high self-esteem and think highly of yourself, that would be a motivation killer right there. If you don't believe that you can do things, if you don't believe that you're worthy of things, if you don't believe and see yourself in the best light. So a man thinketh in his heart, then so is he. And this is a big challenge when it comes down to being motivated. Your self-conceptualization plays a beneficial role in creating greater self-confidence. However, negative self-talk or giving in to negative or unproductive thoughts can be harmful to one's sense of self-worth and therefore get in the way of the overall motivation. What can you do to overcome this barrier? Start reading books that pertain to positive thinking. There's so many self-help books out there that you can start reading. Looking at podcasts, going to seminars, workshops, start attending transformation classes. And maybe some of you may even decide, if this is your area that you're dealing with, is maybe hiring a transformational coach, someone that can actually walk you through the process of having a better self-conception of yourself. So those are the 4 ones that I shared with you all last week. So we did a recap. Now we want to start on the ones this week. Number 5, if those of you are taking notes, number 5, a lack of concrete values. A lack of concrete values, number 5. A struggle with motivation can be due to an inability to define our own personal values or behave remotely from them. Studies have shown that challenges and discontentment arise when one's conception values don't align with how we really are. Like, let me give you an example of what I mean by that. Let's say that you were raised in a family where you were taught to respect others' boundaries. You were taught to respect others, not to slander or get into gossip because that was wrong. And you find yourself on a job where you're always in the coffee room or wherever you're having lunch, there's always people gossiping and slandering people's names, and they try to engage you in it. And if you don't engage in it, then you feel uncomfortable. You feel like you're out of place. So you find yourself sometimes compromising, and you find yourself doing and saying things that's really not in your heart to do. It's not really a part of your makeup. So that interferes with you being motivated to do your job. You find yourself not feeling good about your work performance, and it affects all of that. That's an example of a lack of concrete values. So what do you need to do to curtail that? Okay, work on getting back to your roots and emphasize cultural and family values. Get back to that. Don't become in tune to being like somebody else when it's not in your heart to be that way. I know it's a lot of time, and when I make this statement, please do not become offended because I'm not trying to offend anybody. I notice like a lot of times when different people from other cultures come over here to America, they become what they call westernized. And they take on these Western values. And a lot of times the Western values they take on are not really attractive. Like I know for a lot of countries, they take the time to care for their elderly people. I know that's really a value for a lot of countries. Over here in America, I hate to say it, we don't put a whole lot of emphasis on our elderly people. We don't. We don't. We don't. We put them in a nursing home or put them somewhere where they don't have to be bothered with. When they get to a certain age, we just put them somewhere and they're forgotten about. And that's something that is not practiced in most other countries. Other countries, they have extended families. They take their family members in, the elderly, and they care for them. Here, we don't do that. And that's an example of a lack of concrete values. A lot of times you come over here to this country and you take on the values of the Westerners instead of taking on the values that you were born with, that you were raised with in your culture. Being someone that's loving and caring and putting value on other people's lives. So that's an example of a lack of concrete values. That's an example. Number six, absence of clear goals. Absence of clear goals. In other words, what is your why? Why are you taking up space on this earth? What is your purpose? What drives you? Without specific, attainable goals, it's easy to feel lost or overwhelmed, leading to decreased motivation. Vague or undefined goals lack structure and can make it difficult to track progress, contributing to a lack of direction. How many people can you think of right now are experiencing that right now? They have an absence of clear goals. Look at our world. Look at the society. Every time you turn the news on, you have of all kinds of things going on right now. We live in perilous times because people have an absence of clear goals. And they're not motivated to do what's right. They give in to how they feel. They give into what's going on in the environment. They give into those things because they don't have clear vision. They don't know, they can't define what their why is, because they knew what their why was, they would not be engaging in these things. Oftentimes, people who don't know their why, those are the ones who engage in substance abuse. Those are the ones who engage in violence. Those are the ones who have problems in their families, in their marriages, because they don't have a clear sense of why. What can we do? What are some of the strategies that we can utilize to overcome this barrier? Take non-productive and non-essential activities off your plate. A lot of times we engage in things that are non-essential. We just call it busy work. And when you engage in just busy work and it's non-productive, it's not essential, then you find yourself being burned out. You find yourself not being motivated. You find yourself getting in activities that are not for you. Make a to-do list consisting of activities that help attain productive goals. Let me say that one again. Make a to-do list consisting of activities that help attain productive goals. And the last one is have someone hold you accountable. When you know that you have an absence of clear goals, you want someone to sit down with you and help you come up with some clear goals because you want to stay focused. Remember, I said to you, energy is the most important commodity. And when it's paired with motivation, that is what propels you. If you can't identify what your why is while you're on this earth, you are more apt. It's inevitable that you are not going to go forth and do things in life that you should be doing. You're going to find yourself being set back. You're going to find yourself engaging in activities that are not even part of your value system. You're going to take on activities that hinder you instead of helping you. So you want to stay clear of those things. So number 6, an absence of clear goals. Number 7, lack of faith of one's abilities to succeed. Lack of faith of one's ability to succeed. Belief of one's ability to succeed is critical for motivation. When one lacks this ability, it can cause people to doubt their capabilities and feel as though their efforts won't result in meaningful outcomes, which can decrease motivation and resilience. This ability is a key ingredient to motivation. Individuals who possess strong belief to succeed can recognize that they can accomplish challenging tasks, and setbacks don't mean failure to them, but rather an opportunity for learning and growth. We talked about that before when I gave another speech. I talked about failure is no more than just an opportunity for you to grow. But if you lack the faith in your own abilities, you allow failure to be a setback. You'll be allowing failure to hinder you from being motivated to succeed. What are some of the strategies that we can use so that we won't be succumbing to that particular barrier? Number one, do not compare yourself to others. Don't look at somebody else's success, because that's the sheer way of feeling and having the inability to do something. Because if I'm looking at you, looking at what you're doing, how you're succeeding, and I compare yourself to myself, then that's going to actually hinder me and discourage me from being motivated. Recognize your abilities and your strengths. Begin to just capitalize on what you can do. Begin to praise yourself for what you can do. Everybody's been given gifts and abilities. Begin to capitalize on that. Begin to utilize those gifts and abilities. Begin to praise yourself. Begin to go into arenas where you can utilize those gifts and those abilities. And then the third one is, don't take on unrealistic tasks that you are not ready for. Be realistic based on your interests, your talents, and abilities. In other words, if you don't have an interest in engineering or be in cybersecurity, don't try to get a PhD like Dr. Benny. Try to keep up with Dr. Benny, okay? Stay in your own lane, all right? Stay in your own lane. Dr. Benny is not trying to be Dr. T, and Dr. T is not trying to be Dr. Benny. Even though I admire her, I think she's a phenomenal lady, but I'm not going to try and be like her. I'm going to try to stay in my own lane and do what I know I can do best. So number 7, a lack of faith of one's abilities to succeed is a true barrier to being motivated. And the last one that I want to share with you all this evening is a lack of autonomy. Lack of autonomy. Motivation often suffers when individuals feel they have little control over their task or their environment. Let me repeat that. Motivation often suffers when individuals feel they have little control over their task or their environment. When individuals are required to follow rigid instructions without choices or flexibilities, they may experience a lack of motivation, finding little enjoyment or personal relevance in their actions. Let me give you some examples of that. You're in a dead end job. You're just there you're making a salary, or you're a 9-to-5 worker, but there's no room for increase. There's no room for promotion. You're just there. That's a lack of autonomy. You have no control over the flexibility. Someone is telling you what your salary is. You may get a raise, maybe 50 cents, maybe $1, and that's it. It's a dead end job. Another example is committing to activities that are not in your heart to do. You find yourself in a situation where you're compromising. You're compromising your beliefs. You're compromising your time. You're compromising your talents. You don't really want to be there because you're a people pleaser. You find yourself being in that situation. You overcommit yourself, okay, and you get more involved in a situation than you should. These are examples of lack of autonomy. That means that you lose control over your time, lose control over the flexibility, and you lose control over your environment because you are doing something that's not in your heart to do. What are some of the strategies that you can utilize to overcome this barrier? Try not to overcommit yourself. Take on tasks that is truly in your heart to do, and learn to say no to avoid uncomfortability. And the last one I want to share is try not to put yourself in situations where you know that you don't fit in. That's not what you want to do, like these dead-end jobs. I know you may say we all have to work, Dr. T, but one of the things I always teach is try to go after jobs or careers where your heart is there. And if you are in a dead-end job, you know, I always tell people work at your job, but in the meantime, in your downtime, start working on what you really want to do because you want to balance that thing out. We all have to bring in income. I understand that. But when you're working a 9-to-5 job or when you're in a career where you're unhappy, you're compromising. Therefore, something is going to give. You're not going to be motivated. And at some point, you're going to get back to the places where I already named. You're going to be fatigued. You're not going to be motivated to go out there and do your best. You're going to find yourself dealing with insidious diseases. You're going to find yourself being depressed. You're going to find yourself possibly in toxic relationship, being somebody that's abusing drugs and alcohol. Those are the things that happen when you have a lack of autonomy. So this is the area that you want to avoid. So this is number 8. This is the last one that I'm going to share with you today. So let me again overview what I already shared with you all today. The first one again is fatigue and burnout. Number 2 is fear of failure. Number 3, limiting beliefs. Number 4, attaching to a conceptualized self. Number 5, lack of concrete values. Number 6, absence of clear goals. Number 7, lack of faith of one's abilities to succeed. And last but not least, a lack of autonomy. I believe that when you stay away, when you try to avoid these barriers, that you'll find yourself being more motivated. I think this is a time where we should actually all be doing what I would call self-examination. You may say, Dr. T, some of these things may apply to me, some of them don't, none of them never have, and that's fine. If these never apply to you, great. But if they have applied to you, some of these or all of them, this is a time for you to actually look at your life and find out what you need to do so that you can pair energy with motivation and begin to propel yourself to be the person that God has called you to be. We all have a purpose. We all have a task to fulfill. And when we're in a situation where we're not motivated, we're going to find ourselves drying up and find ourselves dying prematurely. If it's not a physical death, it's going to be an emotional, psychological, and mental death. And that's the thing we don't want to do. So try to look at these barriers and overcome them by applying the strategies that I shared with you all today. I'm Dr. T, and thank you so much for allowing me to share. Thank you.
Outstanding, exceptionally outstanding, Dr. T. Thank you so much. And if I know I usually take notes, and today is very unique because I realize you talk of things that a lot of people in my life have been through. The lack of concrete value. They don't have any goals, and they don't want to give accountability to anyone about themselves or others or those that are under their care. And they don't even have faith in anything that they do. And most importantly, whatever they try to do is from my observation, very unrealistic. Mm-hmm. So I hope that with all the things that you've shared today, it will be helpful and useful to our viewers now and in the future, so they could use those areas that you highlighted to make a change in their respective lives.
Yes.
Thank you, Dr. T.
Thank you.
Outstanding. Thank you. May I add that you nailed it, because each time you do a presentation, I think, okay, what is she going to come up with next? And then the next topic or the next set of, whether it's point 1, 2, or 3, or parts 1, 2, and 3, you always come up with something very unique. And today is one of those. Thank you. This is an April 22nd of 2025 that we should always remember. Somehow it clicks to me that I will always have to remember this day. So thank you so much. Just one moment. I'm going to call on Dr. Benny to come up, but Zoom user, could you please kindly tell us who you are so we can rename you? Because we want to know everybody here. All those who signed in have their names. and countries for those who can do it. But Zoom user, if you can tell us who you are, or maybe I'm sorry.
Because you don't want to drink. You drink. If you ever see never hear jokes. So one night you went walking and drop yourself.
Hello, my queen, you're
Hello.
welcome. Queen, you're welcome. We cannot hear you because you're echoing a lot. So we didn't understand anything you were saying.
Who was trying to talk a while ago?
Okay, we just see a name Zoom user, but we do not
That
know.
walks so close to you.
I'm sorry?
Wait, it sound like what you saying is coming under.
What is your name, please? I don't know. Maybe it's Queen Rosanna. Is it? Is it? Oh, no, it's not her.
It's all right. Dr. Benny, I was going to call on you, and then after you, it will be Queen Tony. Dr. Benny, please.
Yes,
Thank
please.
you.
Thank you so much, Queen Debbie McCormick. I appreciate you. Good evening, and I believe happy Holy Week to those who observe it. Happy Easter Tuesday. I want to take this special moment to thank our Heavenly Father for bringing each and everyone, despite the fact that yesterday, two people who were very important in this world departed. But may their soul rest in perfect peace. I want to thank each and everyone for coming here. But I want to thank God for bringing our CEO, Mr. Ash Mufare, back to all of us. As well, I just want to thank God for everything. And again, listen to me today, this evening. There are a lot of our brand ambassadors who are under the weather. Seriously. So if you guys have the time, let us continue to pray for them. Like Chloe, Robin Noble, right? We do have Roger Wanji. Some of them, they have strokes. And, you know, it is not easy when you have a stroke. You have Augustine, you have Pastor Matthias Asongwe, and the rest of these people. Those that I don't even know, we just pray that God should heal them. I mean, if they are praying and they have faith and they believe that God will be with them, God will, in the name of Jesus. I want to say Queen Dr. T. Ford, I will say a magnificent presentation or mindset. Thank you so much for the 12 barriers that get in the way of being and staying motivated. There's one thing that you make me to understand, which I know that you are really serious. In different countries, as you said, we do take care of our elderly. But because I've been here for almost 30-something years, almost 40, I noticed that in this country, Americans, they don't take care of their parents. They make sure they go to a nursing home because I work in the nursing home. I am proud that I worked in there. But if Americans could really help their elderly, work with them, do you know that in the nursing home, they suffer a lot? Oh, yes, they do. But I hope one day by you guys listening to me, hopefully you will not send your parents to the nursing home. I just want to thank you, Queen Dr. Tiford, for your mindset. We appreciate you. Hopefully you will bring it back again next week for another mindset. Thank you, Queen Debbie McCormick, for giving me the opportunity. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Dr. Benny. We appreciate you as well. And we're going to move over to Queen Tony, who raised her hand. Over to you, Queen Tony, please.
Thank you, Queen Debbie.
You're welcome.
Dr. T, excellent mindset, excellent points as always. And it just brought back a few memories and things that I had gone through. And I was working for other companies, and a couple I wasn't too happy with. And it took me being laid off before I realized that I had a love for reading books and publishing and writing. And so a lot of those points that you have mentioned have brought back memories and basically sent me into analyzing and checking where I'm at right now and all of that. And I have suffered with burnout at one point. And so, and you're so right about how to approach those type of things. And so I bless God for all of what you share with us. And you draw people out, make people think. And I thank God for that.
Thank you, Queen Tony. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Benny. Thank you.
Thank you, Queen Tony. And I see Queen JW has her hand up. And after that, we're moving back to Queen Benny. Queen JW, over to you.
Yes, good evening to all. Hi, Queen Debbie and Queen Dr. Benny. Amazing. And all the brand ambassadors, good evening. And Dr. Derek and so forth. I just want to say amazing presentation, like always. And those barriers are definitely barriers that that hold us back or hinder us. So I appreciate you bringing it to us. I like the fact the one that says Americans doesn't take care of their loved ones, but you have to be careful because there's some that do take care of their loved ones. So let's say maybe the majority or whatever. I remember I had to set the example for my family because my dad was sick and I was living in America and he was in St. Martin. And I left children, I left job, and I left everything, and I came to take care of him until he passed on. So I don't know if no one had set the example for me, but I think is when God talks about that love, I think if you have a compassion for humanity, like our CEO, I think you can overcome that barrier. You know, you got to care for them. I know some people, because they said their jobs or it's too much for them according to the situation or the, you know, the sickness of their loved one, that they might have to put them in some kind of facility, and I could understand that. But just like our parents take care of us, I mean, we should find a way to take care of them, even if we have to do it in a team way. And setting goals, you know, goals are so important. You know, it is like a stairway, you know, it's little steps that we can, things that we can accomplish in our life. So it's good to set goals and tangible goals and goals that's measurable, and you know, small goals that you can like, it's just like going to school, you know, you decide, hey, I'm going to go to college, and then you fulfill, that's a goal, you know, or I'm going to take a trip that's a goal, and the goals can be anything. So any little steps that we can take to better ourselves, we should take them to make our life more abundant, like the good book says. And I think all the pointers that Dr. T brought forth is of extreme importance to each and every one of us. So we appreciate you so much, Dr. T. We love you, and thanks again.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much, Queen JW. I see Dr. T's hand is up. Over to you, Dr. T, please.
Yeah, thank you so much, JW, for clarifying that. But that statement was not meant to be inclusive. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Many Americans take care of their family members, but I wanted to say that because the norm, just from what I've observed and my experience and my research, is that many of them is like a westernized mindset. But you're right. There are many people who take care of my sister. My sister is 86 years old, and my niece takes very good care of her. She's an attorney, and there's nobody more busier than my niece, and she takes very good care of my sister. But my sister is very bright. She's very healthy. She's a very healthy 86-year-old. So her caring, my niece's caring for her is not that great in terms of having to take care of someone who's ill. But I'm just thinking a lot of times when a person is ill, like if an elderly person is ill, then it's like that's the person that goes to a nursing facility, or then you might find one individual in the family who takes on the task of taking care of that parent, and there are many other siblings. So that's the point that I was trying to make. But I wanted to clarify that, and I really do appreciate you. I'm not offended by that. You're absolutely right. But I don't want to offend anyone, but it's just the norm. Many people just, especially if a person has illnesses, they just put the person away because
It's
they don't
true.
take the time to care for that individual. But if a person is healthy, like my sister, then the task is not that great. It's just no more than they taking running errands for the person or just spending more time with them. But my sister is not one of those people that needs someone to take care of her 24/7 because she's very active and she's very lucid. You know what I'm saying? So that's just very unique case. So thank you, JW. I appreciate that. Thank you for allowing me to clarify that.
Thank you very much, Dr. T. Over to you, Dr. Benny.
Yes. I said it because, okay, let me just say 80%. That means 20% they do take care of their parents. Okay. I say I have been here because I see it with myself. I go to that nursing home, and a lot of them, they don't even care about their parents. They don't even come to the nursing home. So I have to play with those patients to make them happy because they don't have family members. Seriously, I'm saying it because I have seen it. I'm not going to say 100%, okay?
Yeah.
I would say 80%. They don't want to. Whenever their parents are old, even though they are sick, they will send them to a nursing home. Now, when you see the Jewish people, they have plenty of money. So they allow now, they will hire other people to come to their home to take care of them. All
Yeah.
right? I'm saying what I see because I have been there.
I know.
Thank you so much. I just
have
want to
seen it
clarify
also.
myself as well.
Yeah.
Thank you
You're welcome, my dear.
for understanding. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Benny. At this point, we're going to move over to the next segment of our webinar, which is everyone's excitement every Tuesday on Deep Dive. So we are moving forward to staying protected, cyber security by our one and only Queen, Dr. Benny. This is when you have to get your notepad because you do not necessarily have to be in unpassive to understand what she is sharing, because it's very useful to us to know what she has in store. It's something that could happen to us at any given point in time. As long as artificial intelligence is here, we cannot divide ourselves from artificial intelligence. We are part and parcel of artificial intelligence. So staying protected with whatever you do is very, very relevant. And whom do we, as none other than our First Lady, our one and only sister who has that knowledge in sharing her expertise with us. And by the way, we're not being charged for that. And she went to school for it and she still owes, she still has to pay her tuition. Right now, whether she likes it or not, she has to pay whatever she owes the federal government because Uncle Sam is chasing every student now to pay their loans effective from May 1st. So please, I have students in my house too who owe, so I know why I'm saying that. So over to you, Queen Sister Dr. Benny, and thank you so much for sharing your knowledge, your expertise, and time with us.
Thank you so much, Queen Debbie McCormick. You are 100% correct when it comes to that school loan. Sometimes, let me say, if you go to school, you take the school loan and you graduate, good. I mean, I can be crying. But if you take the school loan and you don't graduate, trouble. Anyway, thank you. When it comes to cybersecurity, despite the fact that pretty soon, hopefully, this company is going to change the name, it does not matter because cybersecurity is going to continue wherever you go. Remember, when you get up and you're leaving your environment, going to work or going to exercise, risk or an incident can occur anywhere. That is why you have to protect yourself. And another thing, before you step out of the house, you pray, right? Brother Carlton, my king, you pray and welcome. So today, you guys remember when Dr. Derek brought a question about Facebook. Now, how to check if someone else is using your Facebook account? So what is Facebook? We all know what it is, right? Facebook is a social media platform where users can create their profile, they can connect with friends and families, share updates, they share photos. As we all know, on Facebook, people who have never been pregnant, right? When they get pregnant, they show their belly for everyone to know on Facebook that they are pregnant. They share those photos and videos, they join groups, and they follow pages of interest like businesses, celebrities, and communities. A lot of companies, they utilize Facebook, for money. They sell businesses, they will sell whatever products they have on Facebook. So why do people use Facebook? To stay in touch with friends and family, to share moments through what? The photo, videos, and posts, to find and join communities. By you joining communities, there are elderlies at certain ages, right? That, let me say, when you join that Facebook, when you will see your friends of those particular age group that if anything occur, a family problem, you guys can talk about it on the Facebook. So sometimes you have new updates, you have entertainments, you have events for businesses, promotion, and advertisement. Just give me a minute. Let me share you my screen when it comes to Facebook. And well, let me just give you something. If somebody is using your account without your consent, that means unauthorized. To me, I would think that it's because of your password. The first thing I will try to find out from you is, can you log into your Facebook account? Let me say at the moment. If you can, then, and if somebody else is using your account, it's because of your password, which means that you need to change your password. A lot of people, they have maybe like 5-digit for the password. You need to change your password and make it longer and make it harder as well, so that those hackers will not be able to log into your Facebook. Just give me a minute, please. Let me share you my screen. Thank you. Hope I'm sharing it. Okay. And now Queen Debbie will want me to do this.
You know very well, I would love to see. Presentation mood. You're good to go, my darling sister. Awesome.
Thank you so much. So with Facebook, Facebook has like 1 billion users. Everybody wants to go to Facebook to do businesses. So once accepted, the two profiles are connected with both users able to see whatever the other person posts. Now, Facebook Booker can post almost anything to their timeline, a snapshot of what is happening in their social cycle at any given time, and can also enter private chat with other friends who are online. People with profiles list information about themselves, whether it be what they work at, where they are studying, age, should I say ages, or other personal details. Many users post lots of information which is easily accessible to their friends and others. On top of this, users can like other pages which interest them, right? For example, Liverpool FC supporter can follow the club by linking up with its Facebook page. There, the users can post, comment, and receive club updates, pictures as well. To check if someone else is accessing your Facebook account without your knowledge, the situation can quickly become sinister. So quickly, like Facebook now has made it easier to uncover the truth through your list of login devices. Now, to see your list of active session and login devices on your Facebook, follow these steps. You log into your account, click on your icon, your profile icon in the up right corner of your screen. Then what? What do? You select setting and privacy settings. You click password and security on the panel on the left side of the screen. What happens? Head to the account setting section and click password and security. So this is where the information is. See? When the time comes, if you have anything, I can walk you through. So you will see a list of all the devices and locations that are currently authorized to access your account. Now, if you find a notification about unorganized or unrecognized login, click the review device. You can also select your Facebook profile and check out the login on other device section. Now, look for any device you don't use or haven't recently used to sign in to Facebook. Also look for devices from the location you don't recognize. If you suspect your Facebook account has been breached, you must remove the suspicious device access. Then you should change your password and set up two-factor authentication for an added layer of security. You can also set up alert for unrecognized login and log out of all devices. If you see anything that looks suspicious, you can use this list to revoke the device access. Keep in mind that some IP addresses glitch might occasionally see one of your legitimate device pop up in an unrecognized location. using a VPN, which we all know that is a virtual private network, to set up a server in a different location that will do this too. So these cases are safe to ignore. So how to change your Facebook password? Once you have revoked the unauthorized person access, you need to take steps to make sure it doesn't happen again. Of course, the first step is to change your Facebook password. You can do so by the following. On the password and security page, you click Change Password. Choose the relevant account file and fill in the form. You will need to enter your current password to complete the process. Click Change Password when done. So another way to change your password on Facebook is, if you don't change your password first before doing anything else, the potential hacker may remain active on your Facebook account if they exist. So click on the downward arrowhead in the top right section of your profile page or your new feed page. Now navigate to the settings and privacy, settings, security, and login. You need to scroll down to the login section, then click on change password. You enter the current password, right? So if your password was fearfully, guess what? Then you want to enter your new password. You can say, and wonderfully made, 123, ampersand. You see, it's very long. Wonderfully made, 123, $, or ampersand. You know, with that type of long password, those hackers will not be able to know it. Now, they say that you should retype your new password, right? Then you click on the Save Change button when finished. Sometimes changing the password will trigger an end all session request, but this seems a little hit and miss. While there are few extra steps here, it works every time. See, you can see this page here. It says change password. This is where you will type the old password, and then you type the new one, and then you retype the new password again. And then you now change it. And then sometimes when you forget your password, it says here, you can type here, you forgot your password, right? Now, when you type that you forgot your password, they will ask you for, I believe, your phone number or the email that you utilize in order to log into your Facebook. Then from there, they will send you a password through that particular email. I mean, they will send you a link. Now, when you click on that link now, you can now change your password. Now, we talked about two-factor authentication. Now, changing your password is essential, but it's still hackable. To enhance the security of your account, it is best to enable two-factor authentication. That way, nobody can log in without having the other device that you use for the two-factor authentication process, such as what? An authenticator app. There's always an app that you can click, or your email, as I talked before, I just mentioned it, or your mobile phone device. So now what you should do is you navigate to the settings and privacy settings, security and login, or backtrack to the appropriate section depending upon where you are in the setting and privacy menu. Now on the security and the login page, you scroll down to the two-factor authentication, then you click on the two-factor authentication. In the two-factor authentication screen, you can choose authentication, app, text, message, or security key. So like for me, I would choose the text message so that you will send that code to me because I know that they will ask me for the code. If they send it on my phone, right? SMS, it is easier for you. But I do understand that a lot of our brand ambassadors or affiliate, 80% or 70%, they are utilizing by their cell phone because they do not have laptop. So you can choose that text message so that they will send those the code to you. And then you will use that code now to insert it into that Facebook. So if you click on the use text message, you cannot use the same phone number if you forgot your password. Facebook will send a 6-digit code to your what? To your phone. Enter it into that box, then click continue. Now, if you click on use authentication app, you can use your phone number if you forgot your password. Now, Facebook will prompt you to set up an authenticator app via the QR code it creates. Now, if you click on the use security key, Facebook will prompt you to insert the key to register it. No matter what two-factor authentication method you choose, a hacker will need to require that device in order to log into your Facebook account. Of course, you will also get prompt to use that option when logging in. So the best choice is perhaps the authentication app because it still let you use your phone number. Remember, that's the same thing that I said, right? I'll prefer my cell phone. That the SMS. Now, if you forget your password, now the possible hacker cannot log into your Facebook account. But this is only valid if you log out of your device or at least unknown one. After all, the hacker still log in. So, how to log out of your device? The final step, log out of your device except the one you are currently using. Go back to that password and security page and click where you logged in. Select to the end of the login, other devices section, and click select device to log out. Now you click the select all in the top right corner of the list and click log out button. Look at this here. You have iPhone 8 to those who have iPhone. Well, I believe it's the same thing with Android, which I believe Dr. Derek can help when it comes to that. All right. Let's quickly summarize this. You can check if someone else is accessing your Facebook account by going through your profile icon, settings and privacy, setting private password security, where you logged in. So you'll be able to, you will enable additional security measures by going to the settings or privacy. So hopefully you guys will be able to do that. Change the two-factor authentication locking alert. So if you have confirmed that your account was breached, right? There are things to immediately do when your Facebook account has been hacked. There are also ways to recover your Facebook account when you cannot log in if hackers has already changed your credential. So when the time comes, we can find another way, right? Unauthorized access to your account can also put you put, your other social media profile at risk. So allow the hackers to send malware to your friends. Make sure to resolve it as soon as possible. So Facebook is far from being the only service that has the potential to leave your life in ruin if someone gets unauthorized access to it. To stay safe on the web, ensure you follow basic security policy. For example, don't use what? The same password, right? Use the two-factor authentication where available, and don't access highly sensitive data on either public computers or public Wi-Fi. Always use what? VPN. All right. In closing, Facebook security should never be taken lightly, especially since it is a hot target. Regardless, if a hacker is present, you need to act faster. Essentially, you open a copy of your security and login page in two browser windows. One you use to the end session and the other you use to change the password. Now, you need to do this quickly as you don't know whether it's a bot or a person using the account. By forcing a session to end, you kick out whoever is using your account. So it is best to change your password and enable the two-factor authentication before logging out of this session, because the intruder may simply log back in. Nobody likes the idea of being hacked, right? But it's quite straightforward to check if someone else is using your Facebook account. Now, you know how to check for interlopers and what to do about them if you have been hacked. Good luck, my brothers and sisters. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Facebook, those who are using Facebook, be careful. Password is very important. Thank you so much.
Dr. Benny, excellent presentation. Like Dr. Derek, I'm not really into Facebook like that. I only use it for our business for the most part. but didn't know these things that you taught. That's why it's so valuable when you come on and you teach things like this. I really do appreciate you. A lot of valuable information. I guess the thing that bothers me about a lot of Facebook users, like you made the statement about people showing when they're pregnant. They tell you everything. When they're going on vacation, got a new dog, new boyfriend, whatever it may be. It's like I don't know if I don't know if the creator of Facebook intended for it to be like that, but I think a lot of people make themselves vulnerable when they put out personal information, like that. So I personally don't do that. I don't use Facebook like that, but definitely the information that you gave is invaluable, and I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank
Thank,
you.
thank you so much, Queen Dr. T. You are 100% correct. There are a lot of individuals when, let's say, if they're going, I'm giving an example. If you want to go to Atlanta or you're going to France, now, if you are passing by, let me say you are going to Hong Kong, but you go but through France. But you are telling your friends that, oh, I'm in France now. But why will you be doing that? That
Right.
is the problem with with us humans.
Mhm.
But I'm glad that I don't really use Facebook. No, I don't. Queen JW, please proceed. Thank you so much, Queen Dr. T.
Thank you.
Yes, please.
Amazing, amazing presentation. Queen Dr. Benny, that was amazing. I'm a Facebook user, and yes, my account was hacked before, but thank God that some of my friends that knows me will alert me of it. And so, like you said, you have to change your password immediately because they set up an account in your name, and then they start contacting your friends, and sometimes they ask for money or anything they can do, even hacking their account. So that was very important information that you shared. Thanks for sharing it, and we just appreciate you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Benny.
Thank you so much, Queen JW. I appreciate you. Thank you for your love and support. When it comes to this Facebook, I urge each and everyone, because a lot of people are utilizing Facebook. It makes them happy, right? It really makes them happy. And it makes some of them foolish. So if they want to continue to use Facebook, your password is very important for the hackers. Be very careful, be vigilant. I am begging you guys, change your password frequently. Like to me, I earlier said that the National Institute of Standard and Technology at first make us to understand that they gave us 90 days for you to change your password. But you can also change your password. You can change your password again if nobody is intruding into your account, but make sure that you have long password. If you have short password, those hackers will know because they will be playing. Sometimes some of them, they will use like your name. If you use your name or your children's name, those hackers, they know what to do. But if you play around when it comes to the special characters, right? I'm going to give you an example. Like I said, if your password was fearfully, and then now you change it to wonderfully made. But by you putting wonderfully made, you put numbers, and then you put the special character in the middle or somewhere. It will be difficult for those hackers to steal, to log into your account. I know it will. Anyway, thank you so much.
I forgot to lower my hand. Sorry about that.
Thank you very much, Dr. Derek. I want to thank our First Lady to give us so much information. My question is that, is it okay for an institution or company to force the user to change their password after 90 days?
Say it again, please.
Some companies ask you to change your password after 90 days.
Yes.
And if you don't want to do it, you put the old password, it will show you that it's the same password that you use. Is it okay to force the user to change the password?
Oh, yes. Okay. I'm going to give you an example, although I will not give you the name of my company. Despite the fact that it used to be 90 days, right? In my company, it is a must. It's now 60 days. Queen Dr. Nadu, I get so upset, but I have to change it. If I don't change it, it's trouble, or maybe I have to leave the company. You must change the password if your company asks you to change the password. And I noticed that we do have a lot of, maybe let's say 16 special characters. So I use like 2 special characters every 2 months. So I'm trying to find out what I'm going to do when those special characters are gone. I'm finished, So maybe I'm going to ask them, maybe I have to change it, switch it a different way by utilizing those special characters, because you have to use the special characters. The company asks you to change it, you have to. Mine is because of security, top secret, you have to change it. Right. Correct. Absolutely. Yes. Yes, it is more. It's like, I think like 17. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Derek. All right.
Thank you, Dr. Derek, for the opportunity. It's my pleasure, to even have this platform to speak on. I call it a privilege. I've got a chance to meet some wonderful, wonderful people, and I mean that from the heart. I esteem all of you highly, and I count it all joy to be around such prestigious, wonderful, phenomenal people. And I mean that, so the pleasure is mine. The pleasure is mine. And I hope I can continue to be a part of this platform as long as you all have me. Thank you. But anyway, in the closing remarks, it is so important to stay motivated. And it is a challenge, no matter what we may say, it is a challenge to be motivated. And you may say, well, some of the things that you shared, Dr. T, doesn't even apply to me, and that's fine. And maybe next week when I share the last set, some of them may apply to you, but whether it does or not, we do live in a world where we need to stay focused. There's so many wonderful things that we can be doing. The Word of God tells us that there's a great harvest out there, but where are the laborers? The laborers are few. Count yourself as a laborer. But in order for you to be an effective laborer, you have to be focused and have that drive. And that's where a lot of people miss out. They don't have the drive because of the cares of this world. Let's stay focused on who we know can give us that drive, who we know that can give us that power, who we know that can give us that motivation. And when we find ourselves getting into those arenas where they become barriers, where we don't find ourselves being motivated, that's the time to just take a look at ourselves, reflect, and find out what we need to be doing differently. It's a task from day to day. Every day you wake up in the morning and just be able to breathe, it's a task to get through the day sometime. We all have things we're facing. But remember one thing, no matter what you're going through, you're equipped. You're equipped. Remember, if God didn't bring it to you, if he didn't bring it to you, he would not, he'll give you away. If he's going to bring it to you, whatever you're going through, if God brings it to you, that means that he's going to bring you from it. He's going to be able to bring you through it. Okay, remember that. So you can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. You can do anything that you put your mind to do, but we must stay in the game. Don't bail out. And when you feel like you're being overwhelmed, just take a step back. Let it go for a minute. Take a deep breath and then get back in the game again. Okay? So my name is Dr. T, and thank you so much for allowing me to share that. Be blessed.
We cannot hear you, Dr. Derek.
Mercy. All right. So we need more. All right. Thank you very much, Queen Dr. T. And most definitely, we need more, and much more. Enough more. And listen, if you would need to subscribe to Dr. T free magazine, free. Did I say free? Yes, I said free. The link is in the YouTube description. Just click on it, and it's a free magazine. And of course, if you want to advertise in that magazine, just contact Queen Dr. T, and you will be able to advertise whatever you want to advertise in that magazine. It's an international magazine to all over the globe. So if you need something to be viewed globally, then Queen Dr. T magazine would be the best place to slip in that information. So please contact Queen Dr. T. Thank you very much, Queen Dr. T. That was awesome, awesome, awesome presentation. And we're looking
Thank you.
forward for your next week. So the closing remarks for our First Lady, Queen Dr. Benny, and most definitely Queen Dr. Benny, beautiful, awesome woman. I've been around for more than, more than, well, no, yeah, more than 3 decades now, going maybe up to the 4th decade, actually. So thank you very much. I think Queen Dr. T came sometime in 21 when we were having Ladies' Night. I don't even know if she remember Ladies' Night. Oh, this is Ladies' Night. And then we had I think the following week we had Men in Black. Don't
Yes.
know if you remember that.
Yes.
Okay, okay. Right. So you had Queen Edmira Walker.
Yes.
She was one of the hosts back in the 2021 there,
Yeah.
early 22, right? So we had some good times, man. We had some good times, and we're still having some good times. Still having good times with First Lady Queen Dr. Benny and Queen Dr. T and Jacqueline Warner. Yes, about going 3 years now. Jacqueline Warner have been with us going 3 years. Little more Queen Debbie, so it's some massive long time, we are with each other, basking in the beauty of so many beautiful ladies. Oh, hallelujah, praise the Lord. And some handsome gentlemen. All right, yeah, King Carlton and King Edgar, and oh my goodness, and and so anyway, oh Lord, me going down memory lane. All right, wonderful. All right, so to do the conclusion of the
Okay.
whole matter, we ask our First Lady Queen Dr. Benny
All
to
right.
give the summary of
Thank you
her
so much.
presentation.
Your Facebook account, right, is a digital extension of your personal life. Staying vigilant and proactive can prevent unauthorized access. So, regularly checking your login activities using your strong password and enable the two-factor authentication are your best defense. Now, if you even slightly suspect something off, act quickly. A few minutes can protect your privacy and prevent serious damage. Now, when it comes to that two-factor authentication, it is simple, but very powerful way to boost your online security. It's highly recommended to turn in or turn it on for your email accounts, your social media, online banking, and any other services that you store your personal information. I want to thank each and everyone. Stay vigilant, my brothers and sisters, especially when it comes to your Facebook, because I do notice that billions of people are utilizing Facebook for business wise as well as friends showing off on Facebook. Be vigilant, my brothers and sisters. Thank you so much, King Dr. Derek, for the opportunity.
All right, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much, First Lady Queen Dr. Benny. Really, really appreciate you, and thank you very much for that summary. All right. And so we thank everyone, those on YouTube, those that are here present on the webinar. Stay tuned because, as you know, we do have after party. We want to thank Queen Dr. Nadu um, joining recently and just hitting the after party, boogieing down and giving us those nice, lovely spinned music to wind down and enjoy ourselves. We just want to thank Queen Dr. Nadu also. Really appreciate, really appreciate. Um, every weekday, we know we continue with our Yvonne duo, which is Queen Dr. Yvonne and Queen Yvonne Finn, and that is 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time every weekday. Every weekday, you can join them. Come Wednesday, which is in the morrow, we have Julie Peer at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight. And Thursday morning, it's O Passion, Singapore, Malaysia. You know, and and also Thursday evening, we're back again on Deep Dive. Remember this coming Sunday, Dream Team, Sunday 12:45 Eastern Daylight Time. And we just want to thank you all for making it Deep Dive today. So, without further ado, we just want to thank everyone for gracing us with your presence. Really appreciate, really appreciate. Please remember, for those of us who pray, please pray for those that are still sick. Um, Queen Noble, King Marty, you know, um, still sick, and Queen Dr. Patience and King Dr. John, um, lost loved ones. You have Queen Julie Peer and her daughter situation. You know, we have so many, you know, sick and lost loved ones. So please remember, if you pray, please to keep them in your prayers. Really appreciate. And of course, Ash Mufari and his family. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you all very much. And go ahead, First Lady.
Oh man, thank you so much, King Dr. Derek. To tell you the truth, I wasn't supposed to forget, but please, yes, let's pray for Brother Marty, the Gamo. I mean, I, 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 I miss him and I want him to get well quickly because I believe a lot of brand ambassadors, they want to hear from him. You know that he always bring us updates, right? So Brother Marty, please get well soon. We love you. We love you. And most importantly, our CEO, our extraordinary CEO, Mr. Ash Mufere, you know we love you. The Lord is going to be with you, guide you, protect you, Mr. Ash, because I know that you are determined to do it, to make us happy. And He's going to give you that strength. He's going to give you the talent. And I just want the best for you, Mr. Ash Mufere. Thank you so much, King Dr. Derek, for the opportunity.
Wonderful. All right. Thank you very much, First Lady Queen Dr. Benny. And of course, on a little happier note, we just want to congratulate and thank those who are celebrating their birthday this week or this month, especially King Mamadou, the most handsome man in all of Unpassive. Really, really just want to thank King Mamadou for another year that he has been freed from his mother's womb. So thank you all very much. And if you see anywhere about the place, just wish him and pray for him also. Because that man, I don't know how him have 5 jobs. He needs a lot of prayers. Oh my goodness, 5 jobs. All right, so pray for King Mamadou and just have a good and wonderful week. Um, keep safe, those that are up north, way up north, keep warm. And those that are down south and way down south, keep cool. All right. And thank you all very much. And at this time, we are going to close down the YouTube. Thank you all for joining us on YouTube and really appreciate your presence with us. And you have yourself a wonderful night. We are going to have a little after party for those of us who are still on this side of the webinar.